Hey guys, what's up? It's Benwell here. Welcome to 3 Steps to Profit from Facebook Ads. Hey guys, what is up? It's Benwell here. I'm gonna wait a few seconds for you to unmute me and we can get started on this free video. So what I actually wanted to talk about is the 3 steps to profit from Facebook ads and how I was able to make over $1 million in online sales in my first year of business using these exact strategies. Okay, so let's begin. We're basically going to talk about the 3 steps that I used and my clients used to basically profit and run Facebook advertising. The first step is installing the Facebook pixel. Okay, what that actually means and how to use it correctly. The second step is knowing your customer. And the third step is the best ad type. Okay, so with that being said, let's just dive right into it. First things first is no matter what you're doing with Facebook ads, you always want to have your Facebook pixel installed. Every second that your Facebook pixel is not installed is basically you losing money, leaving money on the table. So make sure to do that. Now, why do we want to do that? First of all, we want to be able to build audiences in the future. Because your Facebook pixel is installed, you basically have the option of building audiences in the future that you can later use to target and build audiences that are similar to the audiences, to the people that actually visited or took action on your website, as known as lookalike audiences. Okay? Basically, a lookalike audience you can use later on to basically target that, and that's an audience that is similar to your customers and to your visitors. So make sure your Facebook pixel is installed. Other than that, you will be able to basically track website conversions and optimize on them later on. Website conversion is basically conversion that happens outside of Facebook. Okay, that's why I wanted to talk about website conversions and everything else. Now, when you actually release a campaign, you have a lot of campaign objectives. You have engagement campaigns, you have traffic campaigns, you have website conversion campaigns, you have video views campaigns. And website conversions, what's so special about it is that that's basically the power of Facebook ads. You can optimize on certain actions to get more of them, like a purchase, like an add to cart, like a view content. A view content is basically a visitor, and so on and so on. Now, website conversions is basically the only campaign objective that happens outside Facebook. Okay, it's the only objective that happens outside of Facebook. Everything else happens on Facebook. Okay, remember that. The engagement, the traffic, the video views, everything happens on Facebook. Okay, so when somebody engages with your post, it happens on Facebook. When somebody clicks the link, it happens on Facebook. Website conversions happens outside of Facebook. A purchase, an add to cart, a lead, a view content, a registration, all of that happens outside of Facebook. That's the difference between the website conversion campaign objective and all the other campaign objectives. Okay, so remember that that's super, super important. That's why when you actually have the pixel, you can use website conversions later on and you can optimize on those specific actions. Okay, so first things first, always have your Facebook pixel installed. If you don't have it yet, go ahead and do that, because every second that you waste by not having it installed is you leaving money. Because the data that you're getting now is erased if you don't have the Facebook pixel. You can have the Facebook pixel installed and only use the data a year from now if you want, but you have to have the Facebook pixel installed. Now, other than that, the second step, which is super important, and in a second we're going to get to the third step, which is the most important, okay? The second step is knowing your customer. Okay, knowing your customer. Now, there's a theory that I didn't build this theory, okay, but it's something that a lot of people use, and that's the no one else would theory. Now, what is the no one else would theory? You actually want to go into the mind of your potential customer and think for them, okay? A lot of people think that they know their customer, but they don't. Okay? You don't know your customer until you actually look through the eyes of your customer. Even though you think you do, most of the time you don't. That's why you always want to make sure 100% that you know your customer. That's why this is the theory that no one else would. What will your customer like that no one else would? Okay, who would your customer follow that no one else would? So I built this small graph for you to basically understand that fully. Now, in Facebook ads, you have the option to target specific people that like specific things, right? You know, people that like, if it's animals or cats or dogs, or people that go to the doctor once a week, or people from the ages of 30 to 45, people that like very specific things. You can target that. Now, when you're actually in your niche, there's plenty of things that you can target. Some things that are more broad and some things that are more targeted, more specific to your customer. So that's why the no one else word theory is what you want to basically work with when you do your targeting. So for example, I built this graph for boxing fans, okay? And you see the outer square, you got Muhammad Ali here. Inside that you have Lennox Lewis, and in the middle you have Willie Pep. Now, you would agree that every boxing fan will know who Muhammad Ali is and probably is a fan of him, right? That doesn't mean that that's a good target. Why? Because not only boxing fans like and know about Muhammad Ali. You probably know about Muhammad Ali and you're not a boxing fan. I know about Muhammad Ali and I follow him. I like his work and everything, and I'm not into boxing. That doesn't mean that you want to target Muhammad Ali. You want to target people or interests or things that only your ideal customer would like and no one else would. So if I like Muhammad Ali and you like Muhammad Ali, that means that if you target Muhammad Ali, you're gonna get to people like me and you, and other people that are just like followers of him because they like the inspiration, the motivation that he gives, but they're not an actual boxing fan, even though Muhammad Ali is a boxer. Now inside of that, we got Lennox Lewis. Now first of all, quick disclaimer, I'm not a big boxing fan, so I'm not 100% sure how much Lennox Lewis and Willie Pep are known, but just follow me here so you get the example. Now, Lennox Lewis is less known than Muhammad Ali, of course, right? Lennox Lewis is a boxer that most boxers will know, and people that aren't into boxing, a lot of them won't know. That means that once you go ahead and target Lennox Lewis, you're gonna be closer to that ideal customer. You get it? Because Lennox Lewis is not this huge celebrity like Muhammad Ali that everybody loves and knows about. That means if you go ahead and target Lennox Lewis, you're actually going to target people that are into boxing, and not only into like motivation and inspiration, right? But it's still not as targeted. But if we go ahead and target Willie Pep, and Willie Pep is a boxer that only boxers know of, nobody that isn't into boxing knows about Willie Pep, that means we will find our ideal client. Okay, if we target Willie Pep, because Willie Pep is somebody that only boxers would like and no one else would. Okay, super important. That's why you can take this graph and use it with any business. Always look through the eyes of your customer. Never underestimate the power of actually thinking and looking through how your customer looks, because we think we know our market, we think we know our customer, but most of the time we don't. Okay, that's why always know your customer on the highest level. Try to think of something that they like and no one else would. Okay, that's the second step. Now the third step and the most important step, okay, is the best ad type. There's a lot of different ad types. There's the website conversion ad, there's the PPE, there's the clicks to website, there's the video views. Inside website conversions, you have a ton of different actions, right? You have add to cart, you have purchase, you have the lead, you have a complete registration, you have a view content. What is actually the best ad type? Okay, what is the best ad type? What is the ad type that's going to work the best? There's no such thing, okay? So sorry to break your bubble, but there's no such thing as the best ad type. Whoever tells you that add to cart works the best, or purchase works the best, or PPE works the best, they're not lying. It's what works the best for them. It's not what's going to work the best for you. Okay, there's a lot of factors and things that go into play here when doing Facebook ads. And the most important thing to understand is that Facebook works on past data. Okay, Facebook works on past data. That means when you send out an ad, okay, Facebook looks on the data that you had from before, and then using that data, it optimizes your ads and finds the people that are similar to the data that it found from before. That's usually with website conversions. Okay, so any website conversion ad, okay, works on past data. What does that mean? So here, for example, you see VC to ATC to purchase. So VC is view content, ATC is add to cart, and then purchase is, of course, a purchase. And here you see view content to lead. What does that tell me? What does that tell you? Basically, by Facebook working on past data, that means that you can't go ahead and optimize on actions that you don't have a lot of data on. You can't go ahead and send a website conversion ad on a purchase if you don't have any purchases, because Facebook does not know how to find those purchases for you if it doesn't look back. It has to look back. It has to look back on the purchases. It has to basically figure out the patterns of the people that bought from you before, and then find new people that will buy from you. How does it find that? Because of the data that it had from before. Okay? Same thing with add to cart. Same thing with view content. That's why the view content will usually have the most data, and then the add to cart has less data than the view content, and then the purchase has the least data because it happens the least times. But of course, you always want to optimize on the action that is closest to your goal. So there's a number that I like to always use, and that's the number 20. Do I have, every time I send out a new ad, I ask myself, do I have 20 actions on the conversion that I'm optimizing for a day before I send out the ad? So I ask myself, do I have 20 purchases a day? If I have 20 purchases a day, I'll go ahead and send a website conversion ad optimized for purchases. What will happen is that Facebook will look at my past data and it will figure out patterns and basically patterns on specific people on my past data and figure out new people that will buy from me. But if it doesn't have those 20 or even 15, then there's not enough data for it to really work good. So if I don't have those 20 actions a day, I ask myself, I go one step back. Okay, so again, if we're talking about e-commerce here, I ask myself, do I have 20 ads to cart a day? Now, if the answer is yes, I'll go ahead and send a website conversion add to cart on that product or whatever I'm selling. If not, then again, Facebook won't find me people like this because it doesn't have that data. It has to have that data. Then I go one step back, which is a view content. Now, usually I don't do view contents because they're not as good, because there are a lot of scattered data. But understand that only website conversions usually work with past data. A PPE, a clicks to website, a video views does not work with past data. What that means is that you can actually send out any of these ads other than website conversions, no matter what kind of data you have. So if you're in a new business, if you're in a new niche, if you're just starting out, and you don't have any data on your pixel or on your ad account, that means that probably a website conversion won't work good for you because it doesn't have any data to use. Don't forget, Facebook works on past data. That's super important, and if there's something that you're going to take from this video, is this. That's why make sure that when you send a website conversion ad on a specific objective, that it has already that data, because if it doesn't have that data, then it won't work. You can't send out a website conversion purchase ad and then expect that Facebook will just find you people that will buy from you if it doesn't have that data, because it doesn't know who to look for. It uses the past data that it had before to find you new buyers. Okay? That's why if I don't have that, I'll go one step back. I'll try the add to cart. Because if I send out the add to cart, then again, we'll find me people that I will add to cart. It's not as strong as purchases, but it will be stronger than just sending out a purchase if I don't have a lot of purchases. Right? And again, same thing with view content and lead. If you're doing like lead generation, you have leads, right? And before that, you have view content. So ask yourself, do I have 20 leads a day? If I do, of course, you have to have your pixel installed. Okay, if you don't have your pixel installed, all of this won't make sense to you and all of this won't work. You have to have your pixel installed if you didn't get that already. The lead, if you have like 20 leads a day, then ask yourself, then you can send out the website conversion lead. If not, go one step back, view content. You can always optimize for view contents, right? People underestimate the power of optimizing for these actions. They always go for the last actions, and then they don't see results, and then they don't understand why. The main reason is because you don't have enough data for them to work good. Okay, so that's basically it, guys. That's the overview of the 3 steps that we and my clients use to basically make almost any business work with Facebook ads. If you want to learn more, then feel free to check out my free cheat sheet where I talk about these much more in depth. Okay, the 3-step blueprint to create, run, and profit from Facebook ads. You can get it at benmalol.com, or you can go into the link above or below. And with that being said, guys, see you soon.